Morning. I was going to do a what your focus should be on tarot reading, but I'm not feeling very connected to the cards. I did see, after trying to use two different oracle decks, I did see at the bottom of the deck something about healing. Something is being healed. Something is in the process of healing. You could be healing from something. But I've decided that I wanted to go ahead and talk about a dream that I had yesterday that felt really symbolic. There was a little bit more before this part of the dream took place, but this is the only part that I really remember. So me and a group of people were on this big metal bar thing. I can't call it a building. It's not necessarily a building, but it's just this metal structure. And hundreds of feet in the air. Like, my entire town just looked like this thing with a bunch of little blips everywhere. And I was waiting in line to go stand at the end of this, what do I want to call it? I wish I had a better way of explaining the structure, but there was like this walkway at the very top with some railing, but then you get to the end of it and there's no railing and there's really no floor. It was just this bar that you had to go out and stand on, and I can't really tell you what happened after you went and stood on this very end of the bar. I can't remember if you got lifted down or if like you jumped off, but it gave me a feeling of like a leap of faith sort of thing. Then my turn came. My turn came to let go of the railing and let go of the flooring and go stand on this bar. And I couldn't do it. I was paralyzed by fear and I began hyperventilating. Then I'm looking at the man that's just supervising everything, I believe. And I'm like, I need help. I'm emotional today. I just got done crying and I feel like crying again. I'm blaming the full moon. And so he walks over and he grabs my hand. And after he grabs my hand, I realized there was this body of water that was like, the level of water was all the way up to the bottom of that bar that you had to go stand on. Which doesn't really make sense how it was all set up, because there is no body of water like that here in town. Anyway, so after he grabs my hand, I suddenly felt brave to use the water to swim to where I needed to be and then pull myself up. But so I dove into the water and swam over to this thing that I had to like leap onto to go somewhere. I don't really know. Which makes, I think that really tracks with a leap of faith, because you have no idea what's going to happen afterward. But anyway, I'm in the water and I see these jellyfish and these fish swimming around, and the man's knelt down next to me, next to where I jumped in, and he goes, see, everything's okay. The water calms you, and now you can go with the flow. And then he handed me a fish. So that leaves me feeling like there might be a decision that needs to be made, a leap of faith that needs to be had, but there's something about going into the water, going into the depths of our emotions, and using that as an aid to this leap of faith. Allowing the emotions to carry you is the feeling that I got from that. And being handed a fish usually means being handed some sort of abundance. Maisie, Maisie, we're not barking at the neighbors. Maisie, Maisie. And I don't know if that has to do with No. Go lay down. I'm talking. I'm talking to them. And you're being interrupted. You all need to go lay down. I think I might have to leave that there. I'm losing my train of thought. So maybe that's all that needed to be discussed. Aside from, I think this has to do with the Scorpio full moon. It's a very watery moon, a very emotional moon. There could be significance in allowing yourself to dive into the emotions that come up around this time. And perhaps in doing so, you will be handed some sort of abundance or a gift from the universe that helps get you by. Perhaps. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. And I intend to do a reading tonight unless if I feel like absolute doo-doo from everything that's going on today. Have a good one.